Our working lives are of oh yeahs and uh-ohs. Maybe you've sent an embarrassing email at some point. Maybe you've been assigned a project that isn't quite clear to you. Or maybe you've just had a performance review that left you confused and frustrated. Perhaps you've gotten into a conflict with a colleague or were left scratching your head, confused after a conversation with your boss. Either way, chances are you've experienced the uh-oh side of communication at some point in your working life. Life is full of critical moments, choice points that can take us in one direction or another. We seldom act alone in these moments, and much of the challenge is in coordinating our story about what's happening with each other so that good decisions are made, people's needs are met, and positive relationships are built. What we do in these moments is a reflection of what matters to us, but also of our ability to successfully communicate our way through the complexities, contradictions, and emotions of the moment. You get what you make, and you make it in communication. If you notice and are intentional about the pattern of communication you're making, you can make better choices. Patterns are everywhere, all the time. You may recognize or even participate in a few of these classics. We do things like we've always done them, but no one asks why. We tiptoe around the real issue because we would rather be polite than honest. Strong relationships here are defined by power struggles. I have a question, but I'm worried that I might accidentally offend someone. Which brings us to CMM, the Coordinated Management of Meaning. Here we all are, navigating countless intersections of everyday life and big critical moments. And the tool we use to make sense of it all? We use our top-of-the-line 24-million-year-old lizard brains to react to our experiences, make snap judgments, and act quickly on assumptions about what to really pay attention to. But what happens when our lizard brains shift our attention to the wrong things, especially during our critical moments? And what if the reflex response, react first, listen later, leads us down a path of taking things personally, feeling powerless, blaming others, and missing opportunities to make the next moment better? The tools of CMM help us open up new possibilities for noticing how communication is a creative force that makes the patterns we experience. After all, the quality of our lives is essentially measured by the quality of our patterns. For example, my boss is a jerk, this company doesn't care about its employees, and my contributions are not valued here. Does anybody see a pattern here? Perhaps one of alienation and disengagement? Or how about this one? My spouse is so selfish, never pays attention to my needs. I can't talk about it because it will just end in a shouting match. We could call this a pattern of frustrated silence. Regardless of the names we give them, the patterns and stories we live are what translate into our experience. So move over, lizard brain. By using the tools of CMM, we can look at our methods of communication instead of through them in order to explore these patterns. To learn more about CMM, visit www.cmminstitute.net.